When the sun's out, bathe in sunlight. But when the moon's out, bathe in moonlight. Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy, hilly churl. Woo! Toodaloo. Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy, hilly churl. Woo! Toodaloo. Wanna come over for tea? Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy, hilly churl. Woo! Toodaloo. Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy, hilly churl. Woo! When the sun's out, bathe in sunlight. But when the moon's out, bathe in moonlight. Toodaloo. Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy, hilly churl. Woo! 1 client, 2 clients, 3 clients. Huh? Toodaloo. When the sun's out, bathe in sunlight. But when the moon's out, bathe in moonlight. Huh? Toodaloo. One client, 2 clients, 3 clients. Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy, hilly churl. Ooh.
Hey chat, how's it going? Hope you enjoyed those background noises. Hey, how's it going? Hope you all are having a good start to your weekend. We have some big stuff going on today because we're gonna do, or at least are hopefully gonna do. Hu Tao, shut up. Yeah, we have some big stuff going on today because we are going to do an extended stream of Genshin. Yes, extended. And I say extended because typically when I stream, I go for like 3 to 4 hours. Today I'm gonna try to go closer to 5 hours. Because today we'll be playing some Genshin Impact. There's a new region that came out for the game a little bit ago. And of course there's a new story quest to go along with it. And so that's what we're doing here. I'm going to play through the story quest a bit more, and by a bit more I mean 5 hours more. And we'll see how far we can get. Last time I played this, we got to Act 1, or the end of Act 1. And we'll be playing through, hopefully, most of Act 2 today. I don't know exactly how many acts there are. If it's like the other Archon quests in the game, I assume it's 5. So we're making steady progress. We're getting there. Genshin Archon quests tend to be pretty lengthy, same with Trailblaze missions and Honkai Star Rail. So let's get into it, why don't we? I do want to note, though, that I've actually already streamed this game once this week. Because I streamed it earlier this week on Monday. But I'm doing it again because I've actually been really enjoying this game. So I want to like play it more and grind it out more. In fact, you can see here that I have this Hu Tao at level 70. So the last time I streamed this, it was the first time I played the game in a few months. Or a couple months, yeah. And Hu Tao, this character right here, had a banner running. So I decided, you know what? I'll roll for her. And I got her within 30 rolls, which is pretty sweet. So off stream, I leveled her up to 70. Still have yet to get her to 90, like I have my Ganyu right here. But this Hu Tao is pretty serviceable. But yeah, we'll be going through more of the story quest, and we'll see how we do. What's pretty fun about the Archon quests last time is there was essentially a mini game during it that was like a Danganronpa class trial, which is pretty unique. I don't think anything else in Genshin has really done that. So I'm curious to see how the rest of the Archon quest plays out, because it's been pretty interesting so far. Of course, I will try to, like with Persona that I was playing yesterday, I will try to voice the not voiced lines, wherever those appear. And if it's voiced lines, I'll just let it play out and give some little blurbs here and there. Yeah, let's go in the hotel. Already into a cutscene. Yeah.
Times with my father when I was little, but stopped eating here as often after growing up. I hope the food here will be to your taste.
Oh, I didn't have auto on. Whoops.
Oh, don't worry. We haven't eaten at a hotel like this in a while. Paimon's getting excited already.
Food. It's not emergency food.
For us first. Please wait here a moment. Ooh, everything looks so good. People in Fontaine sure know how to enjoy life. Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like. If the food's good, I'll make a group reservation for the rest of Spina di Rosula next time. And if it's not? Well, then I'll still bring everyone. Albeit with only one dish per table. You, sure have your own way of doing things. Oh, we called this a farewell meal, but we could also treat it like a victory feast, right? We did just win that case after all.
Yeah, so we're celebrating.
Oh, true. Very true. In that case,
I like Navia, by the way. She's pretty cool. I wonder who voices her. Actually, let me look that up real quick while this is going.
Speaking of cases, do you think that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances will get caught soon now that this has all happened? Well, we've certainly taken
Brenda
a big
Larson.
step forward,
Okay.
but I feel
Yeah,
that's
she sounds
about
pretty
it.
good. I like her.
We know that there's an organization that means to dissolve these young women, but we still don't know what they are really after. If it hadn't happened right in front of us, Paimon wouldn't have ever believed that a person could be dissolved like that.
Whoosh.
Right? Yet it
Dissolved
was
into
because this was
dust.
such a preposterous notion that the investigation could never really move forward before. Ugh. If only that guy could have finished speaking. We were so close to hearing who was behind it.
Maybe you should look around the offices.
Even the smallest step can seem like a yawning chasm if the trail of clues is cut off. To be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities might conduct. It's not that I don't have faith in their ability. It's just that a different perspective is required in some matters. It's easy to guard against and deceive a single narrow perspective.
One interesting thing about Fontaine that I haven't messed around with yet, and I want to take some time to experiment with, is that you can actually swim underwater, and I have not tried that yet. I might do that later. We'll see.
To seep into the cracks where filth falls through, where their watch fails them. That's the kind of problems we solve. Seems Paimon thought things were simpler than they actually are.
Aww.
It's all right. Well, this was supposed to be a farewell meal, so I doubt you have further interest in this business, right? Let's talk about something else. Like, what are your future plans? That's true. We didn't have a chance to speak to her after the trial ended. It didn't really seem like the right time or place to do it anyway. I see. So, your primary objective, which has been foiled so far, was to have a chat with the Hydro Archon. I've heard that there's a long line of people waiting to meet Lady Farina. I suspect you'll be waiting for quite a while, considering that you missed your chance today.
Aw, darn it.
Yeah, we've heard that she's...
Let's have a chat with the Hydro Goober. And yes, that's what I'm calling her now. It's the Hydro Goober. Definitely didn't just decide that on the spot.
Would you consider some more, unique ways? Perhaps even methods of, let's say, questionable legality? Guess that's Spina di Rosula's boss for you. Chock full of sketchy ideas. Well, what did you have in mind? Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House, only to abandon your act at the play's climax and ask to speak to her after the performance. I'm sure Lady
Good
Farina would be
idea.
eager to see the ending, and would agree in order to finish watching the play. Don't you think? Could you
That'd be a little sketchy though. She might catch on really quick, just like,
This plan seems
I'm onto your act, bub. What are you up to?
Acting's really hard. All right. Here's
It's true though, acting is hard.
Find a way to conceal yourselves under her bed. Then wake her up in the dead of night and demand answers. Don't let her go back to sleep until she answers all your questions. I can personally testify that this one works. When I'm sleepy, I'll do anything as long as I can finally get some sleep. That might work, but that's not really the problem. The problem is we don't want to get ourselves arrested. Valid point.
Yeah, fair.
I overlooked that part. I was just thinking about leveraging a person's desire for sleep. All right, no more joking around. Perhaps you could... Oh, I don't know. Cut the line when she's on a break. You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from false accusations. False accusations she had nearly upheld personally. I imagine that she feels quite ashamed about the whole thing. You mean that if we catch her while she's on a break, she might be too embarrassed to refuse? Oh, that does make some sense.
Yeah, I'll just like embarrass her and she'll just be like blushing tomato red.
You know, strike while the iron is hot and all. Huh? Paimon, did you drink my Fanta? Was this your drink?
Gosh darn it.
Sorry about that. Paimon wasn't really paying attention and the cup was right next to Paimon. Would you like to order another? No,
It's okay. It's on the house. Don't worry about it.
Alright. Honestly, Paimon wouldn't recommend Fanta anyway. It tastes kind of salty and
I'm sorry, is she dissing Fanta on my stream? Excuse me? What the fuck, bro? Okay. Oh, wait, camera's still a little off-center. There we go. Still getting the hang of Waterudo, so maybe a little bit of finagling with that.
Well, in that case, we'll have to blacklist the Fanta here then. If we're all finished eating, then I'll go pay. Yeah, we're
Bad Fanta. 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10 restaurant experience.
Oh, so full. Paimon can barely float anymore.
Try walking, you know.
Nah, that would be so... normal. You know, like you.
Implying that I'm normal?
For expenses this
Me?
month,
Of all people?
left with...
I'm anything but normal.
What are you doing over there? Oh, nothing. It was just a meal, you know? Nothing the Spina di Rosula can't cover. Let's get ready to try to meet the Hydro Archon again. Bye, Navia!
Alright, let's give it a try. Let's talk to the Hydra Goober.
Well,
Yes, I will not stop referring to Farina as that. That's my given nickname to her, alright?
I'll give your request the highest priority. In any case, I wish you smooth sailing. I'll see you again, partner. See ya!
See you again, partner. Alright, now Act 2 is officially started. All the way over there? Oh my god. So I need to go to that Statue of the Seven to reveal more of the map, but I'm lazy and I'm just leaving it to the side for right now. I already have most of the teleport points done anyway, so I probably don't need to worry about that. Yeah, let's go to the fountain. Ba-bang.
There aren't many people around anymore. Looks like that Bobby took...
Oh. Accidentally scroll past the text. That's fine.
Huh? Traveler? Are you hearing voices again?
Yes. Yes, I am in fact hearing voices. You know what they're saying? Subscribe to twitch.tv/nerdsquared. Anyway.
That's kind of spooky.
Yeah.
Are you sure we don't
It's
want to...
$5 of your money going into my bank account every month. I'm kidding, you can't actually sub because I don't have a sub button. But maybe in the future.
We're still walking towards it. There might be something nasty in the water.
Things are getting a little blurry.
Huh? Hang on. Paimon can kind of hear a voice. It's calling for Vache, right? Hey,
Hey. Uh-oh, she's in... Yep, she's in a trance. Nope. Nope, sorry, Paimon. She's a goner. Eh? Oomst? Yeah, where are we? What the heck is going on here? Are we in some sort of abyss? This oceanid?
Vache, are you my dear Vache?
No, I'm twitch.tv/nerdsquared.
You seem to be someone else. Do you know Vache? Do you know where my love is?
I'm sorry. He's dead, Jim.
Wait,
Huh?
who am I? I'm very sorry. I fear I do not know. My memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. So many fragments dissolved amidst the tide, never to be recovered.
Wait a second. Is this Oceanid the guy or the girl? No way. No, I was thinking. Oh, it was the girl that disappeared earlier, but there is no girl that disappeared earlier. Or maybe it's one of the girls that disappeared in the serial disappearance cases. Eh? Eh? Could be.
How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land have I since forgotten?
You were once human?
Yes, that is what I was once. But now, I am but the consciousness of one who is lost, therefore.
Lost your form. You dissolved. Click.
I do not know how I came to be like this either. I only vaguely remember being covered in light blue water, and then all grew dim.
Should you have been dissolved?
I also remember going to many places. I loved adventure, loved exploring places of peril. No matter where I went, Vache would go with me. I knew how dearly he loved me, and I also loved him equally as much. But now, we can no longer go back. The pain of such parting. I never knew how heavy it could be.
Aww. So you need to find him?
No. Our reunion no longer has any meaning. There is no way for us to create any new.
Oh, also, so quick updates, actually, for future streams. So as some of you watching the stream might know, before I delve more into the VTubing side of things, I was, and kind of still am, a speedrunner. And one of my main games to speedrun is spooky games. You know, like horror games, like Outlast, for example. And one game I sped ran a while back, and this game was like pretty old, like 11 years old at this point. It's called Slender the Arrival. It's based off of, you know, the Slender Man creepypasta, as the name kind of implies. There's actually a update to the game that not only updates the graphics to Unreal Engine 5, so it's going to look a heck of a lot better. It also adds a couple of new chapters, basically bonus content, to the game. So that's an essential game to include because for the stream, because we are in October. It's coming out actually a week and a half from now. Dang, pretty close. So I expect to see that in the future. It's going to be pretty cool.
If you meet Vache, tell him not to look for me. Tell him to move on. That is the only thing I still remember.
It'd be hard for him to forgive you, wouldn't it?
Perhaps that is so. As I was submerged in the waters, losing consciousness, I saw Vache above the surface. His eyes were filled with such sorrow, such longing. If only I could have comforted him, told him that I did not suffer. Indeed, I had felt a great warmth.
A witness to you dissolving?
Is that what you call it? Dissolving? If anything, I consider it a form of release.
Oh.
It was a state of neither fear nor frenzy, with only an endless peace, like the water's still surface. I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time, and only then sees how they have lived for so long in a world of endless want and anxiety.
Measure the consciousness still remains. Gosh, that seems kind of dark.
I think I hear your companion.
It's like a ghost living in the real world.
Farewell, then. I am glad that you were able to sense my presence. Remember, if you see Vache, tell him not to seek me out any longer.
Alright, good deal. Alright, bye-bye. Okay. I'm sorry, what the fuck just happened? Why is there war going on all of a sudden? Huh? What? Excuse me?
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex.
That went from 0 to 100 so fast. Oh, Colorin, of course it's you. Oh, she's helping us, okay. Looks like it anyway. She's slicing down the robots for us.
Quick, now's our chance!
It's badass fight sequences like that or badass cutscenes like that in general to make me like Genshin.
Thank you for lending us your sword there, Clorinda.
Like, if you want to talk about boss-ass characters,
Before
just
I
look
do
at
so,
Clorin here.
Could you explain how you managed to show up here?
I followed you. It seemed to me that danger has followed you more closely as of late.
I believe that following someone without their knowledge is actually called stalking, is it not?
Mr.
More or
Palliser's
less.
wish was for me to ensure your safety, and I will not betray his trust. He would do the same, were he alive today.
Do not speak of my father.
Sorry, demoiselle. I was not strong enough.
I still cannot unsee Silver looking like Jesse from Team Rocket. That's gonna stick with me the entire time I'm here in Fontaine, until the next region comes out.
Did not consider your feelings.
I guess every time I see him, I'm gonna see Team Rocket.
How did you come to the conclusion that I'd be in grave danger?
I doubt I know much more than you, but I believe that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances is very powerful. Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
I'm sure they've known about me. To be honest, I'm shocked it's taken them this long to act against me. And what about these Gardamex? I thought only those associated with the Maison Gardiennage could control them.
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure to check a moment ago. They are not the ones used by the authorities to enforce the law. I can only conclude that some powerful or wealthy party must have obtained them via illegal means, deploying them as a private force of sorts.
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina di Rosula's league, then?
Yes. Be careful, and do not act rashly.
I will continue investigating no matter what. We will bring the truth to light. That's my father's true last wish. Regardless, thank you for your help today, Clarant. But if you get any ideas, tell me first. I don't much appreciate being followed.
You
I do
stalker.
not think that they'll strike again anytime soon. So I shall stop following you. Good day, all.
Alright, good day, all. We're going to our break screen. We're done with the stream.
Right. I suppose that's the best news we've gotten today.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Clorand was being sincere with you. If we tried, we could attempt to thaw relations a little.
I know, she's...
What? What just happened? Yeah, I have the same question.
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were done for! Those guards
I see a photo spot over there. See that?
and Nadia and our gang saved us!
Like, I can see that during the cutscene. Just like, hey, look at me. I'm over here.
Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Clorand who
Oh,
came
it's
out to
gone.
save us too! We got lucky there. Paimon probably couldn't have fought them off otherwise. Oh, come now. Forget all that polite talk. That wasn't really a farewell meal we had back there. Not for me, anyway. In truth, I hope that every meal we have together shall be a victory feast. As such, we're still partners. There's no need to thank me.
It will take 50 years for me to match Demoiselle's magnanimity.
If it
Yeah,
were
she seems
me,
like a pretty pleasant
I would
person.
have joined the Spina di Rosula on account of her goodwill.
Like, honestly, if like, Tevat was a real place, I'd love to live in it. There's so many really cool regions here. And especially as we're seeing in Fontaine at the moment.
To be honest, you're the one who tipped us off, Paimon. Huh? Really? Paimon contributed somehow? Cool. Paimon's even more amazing than she thought. Yes. All thanks to you grabbing my drink by mistake. How did that help? After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our bases when I suddenly thought of what you said. That the Fanta tasted kind of salty and icky. Fanta only comes in sweet flavors, so how could it have tasted salty? The color of the drink, if I recall, had also been a bit off.
Uh-oh.
So the Fanta had been spiked with water from the primordial sea?
Ruh-bro.
Yes. So if you hadn't drunk that cup for me...
Spina di Rosula is preparing the grandest of awards for you as we speak for saving.
What? Okay, well that was a 500 IQ twist I didn't see coming. It's like we just drank poison for her, and it's like, oh, thank you.
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate, but whoever did this left no trace
Yeah,
at all.
who would have planted the poison there? Or what's effectively poison?
That's when I figured out that you might
That's
be
what
in
I'm
danger,
curious about.
and hurried here as quickly as I could. But why would they go after us too? All we did was defend Linny in court and help clear his name. Ugh, now we're caught up in this mess too, aren't we? Well, you did foil a plan that they were probably pretty proud of, and almost got their name in the process. Speaking of which, did anything strange happen when you drank the primordial seawater? Well, it can't be coincidence that the traveler fainted just now. She said that she heard that voice calling for Vache again. Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too, but it was real faint. Does this situation have to do with the primordial seawater then? Does that mean the primordial seawater raises someone's sensitivity to hydro when it's used on people who are not from Fontaine?
Maybe.
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing, to be honest. New intel? While you were out cold? Well, let's hear it, shall we?
What's in the fountain belongs to one of the missing women. A person named Vache was a witness and she dissolved.
Oh, that is important.
Mm-hmm.
Vache. That name doesn't ring a bell. I suppose he hasn't stepped forward as a witness in court lately. Since he saw that young woman dissolve, he was at least at the crime scene. But he never gave testimony or any information regarding people dissolving in the primordial seawater. Could he have been threatened?
Should I
Yes,
search him? He
thank
could be a
you.
pretty
This is
valuable
very
witness.
important information indeed. We will continue to investigate.
What if he's hiding in the theater like that one girl was?
Oh, you mean you'll help us investigate?
Yeah, sure.
Well, you did say that our farewell meal didn't really count. That means we're still partners, right? And besides, we're in this now whether we like it or not. You're not gonna let those people who targeted us get off the hook so easily, are you, Traveler?
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased. You are the face of Spina di Rosula, after all.
You talk too much. Well, in that case, let's head back to one of our bases, shall we? I'll arrange accommodations for you.
Alright, sounds good.
We also have some plans to go over, and hopefully we can deepen our bonds as partners. But we'll take that one step at a time, I guess.
I mean... I want to skip a step.
Don't worry, you two. With us around, our
Okay,
base is
ignore that I
definitely
said
secure.
that. Ignore that I said that. I'm not even gonna bother reading that. That was something French, I think, that I couldn't read.
With the wind.
The environments in this game are so beautiful. It's like I was saying earlier about how I'd like to live here if it was a real place. It's just so immersive. It really gets you in the mood. It's why I want to grind this game again. Just to soak in the environments as I'm exploring the place. And the music as you're hearing just helps, just amplifies that feeling a lot. Go.
It's right up ahead, but let's make sure we weren't followed first.
I've been keeping watch, Demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone suspicious thus far.
Very good. But let's not let our guard down for now.
I shall find rooms for our respected guests.
Thank you, Malus. Now, let's continue, Traveler.
Alright, let's follow her. Oh, guess I gotta go down here first. Oh wait, that might hurt me. How am I not dead yet? Seriously, how am I not dead yet? Got a beefiest old Hutao. It'll just mean your thighs. Someone stop me, please, before I go off the defense. It's late. My degen brain is kicking into full gear. Oh, wait, hold up. I saw a teleport point. Hold on. I must grab that teleport point. I need it. I need it. Okay, we got it. Wasn't it somewhere around here? Oh, it's over here.
So, this is your base? It's not quite what Paimon imagined.
Oh, but Echo, my goodness.
Accommodations have been arranged. Under the present circumstances, I can confidently say it's the best we have.
Well, it's better than a love hotel. Or you
Well,
have this like,
as far as
isn't
possible
that what's in a
knowledge
love
has had
hotel?
lately,
No, I'm not thinking of love hotel. Why did I
don't
say
allow
that?
illegal or
I mean
unethical
like, okay,
profiteering.
so I'm thinking of
In
these
fact, that's not even the
hotels
citizenry who support
in
us.
Japan
Tough times for
where it's like
everything.
you sleep in a pod in like a
Supporting
really
people that don't
cramped
sound like
pod. I
it's worth it.
forget what those are called.
To be honest, our financial situation
Let me
was
look
a
that
lot
up.
better back when my father was in charge a few years ago. I'm afraid I'm not quite his equal.
Capsule hotels, that's it.
He was the previous boss of Spina di Rosula, right?
Yeah, capsule hotels.
How did he...
Yeah, it's like you're basically sleeping in a cabinet
Me to explain.
going to one of those places.
I'll explain it myself. I suppose I couldn't run from this topic forever. And as partners, this is something I hope they can understand. My father's name is Callus. Yes, the same one they call Callus the Unfaithful in
Oh.
the streets. 3 years ago, he was accused of murdering his own friend. But he chose a duel to defend his honor instead of standing trial. He died in the duelist's ring.
Oh,
no.
that sucks.
But I do not believe my father was a murderer.
But not as much as I do. Okay.
At the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was duly investigated, something amiss would crop up and prove his innocence. But strangely, he not only requested the duel himself, but rumor has it that even after being seriously injured, to the point where he could be deemed as having lost the duel, he refused to surrender, determined to die in the arena. 3 years later, I still don't understand why he did that. How could he protect his honor if he's dead? If anything, he gave up his chance to defend himself. The closest piece of info I have is that my father had been investigating the serial disappearances case at the time of his death. Ah, so that's why you're so determined to get to the bottom of that case. That's right. I've also tried to investigate the murder my father was implicated in, but I haven't found a single new clue in my countless reviews of the investigation records.
It's all a scam.
I believe that if the murder case is related to those behind the disappearances, they must know something. I must know what really happened. Was my father coerced? Framed? Even if he really did kill his friend, I must get to the truth. If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact that my mother died due to complications when giving birth to me. And now,
Damn.
here I am investigating his death. You really are a handful, aren't you, Papa?
Yeah, poor Navia. She deserves better. Such a good girl. Not in that way. She's such a good girl, but then all this gets thrown on her.
Demoiselle, please, if there is anything I can do, anything at all.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. There are none whom I respect more than the two of you, Demoiselle. Master Callus did so much good in life, yet all it took was one murder case for him to be dubbed Callus the Unfaithful. Even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident, hence our strained finances at present.
Wait, if Callus was such a good man, wouldn't people at least be a little suspicious when he was accused? No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama. It's not something exclusive to people from Fontaine, really. Everyone's like that. People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf, but they also enjoy watching good people fall into an abyss from one slip-up just as much. But how could... never mind. If Callus was really falsely accused, we have to find the truth. He didn't deserve to have that happen to him.
There is one other thing. Master Callus's opponent in the duel was Ms. Clorand.
Bum bum bum.
Her? Well, then, isn't that as good as saying that she was the one who killed him? Yeah, that's not the sort of thing that you can just let go and move on from.
Miss Clorand has always placed great emphasis on the honorable nature of the duel. If her opponent doesn't yield, she will not stop either. She knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected him, but seeing how he was resolute in the arena, there was only ever one choice she could have made.
It's not that I don't understand her at all, but I just can't deal with this yet. Don't worry, Navia. Paimon knows how you feel. You don't have to force yourself to do that.
Afterward, Miss Clorand told us that at the start of the duel, Master Callus requested that she ensure Demoiselle Navia's safety.
You didn't die for her? Man. It's just getting sadder and sadder as it goes. It's like, oh, Navia's father sacrificing himself for family. That's just tragic, but it's nice at the same time.
Yes, that is our understanding as well.
Oh, Papa. What madness drove you to ask the person who killed you to take care of me? All right. Anyway, that's the information I wanted to share with you. Even if it did sound like I was just complaining towards the end.
That's alright.
Thanks. You two should go and rest. This was quite a day after all.
Alright, we're getting that in-depth lore. Learn more about
Please,
the
relax
waters.
and get some sleep. We will ensure you rest soundly.
Let's go in our room. No, I don't mean to jump.
Whether
No, I
it
don't.
corresponds with
No,
this
get out of here, Jesse. Get out of here. Blast off again, please. Let me go to my room. Oh my
the
god.
responsibility of
No!
Hiroshima
Shut up!
Master Count is
Shut up! Shut up! I just want to go in the hotel. Okay, there we go. Opening doors is hard, if you couldn't tell.
Paimon slept so well.
I'm small brain, okay? I can't interact with doors, apparently. Can't do puzzles, can't interact with doors. I'm struggling here.
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin, and where we have our headquarters. There's not much for them to do here at the moment. Paimon gets the feeling that you're just trying to get them off your back. But never mind that. When did you get back? Were you waiting here the whole time? No, I just returned after going out for a while. I did some investigating yesterday regarding the name Vacher. Wait, so you didn't sleep at all? How could I after having such critical new evidence appear? Guess Paimon wasn't speaking for everyone just now, huh? Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped from existence. It doesn't seem to have a match anywhere. I suspect that those behind this have already taken steps to hinder an investigation from this angle. But that does prove that this Vacher person is a key witness in the incident. Does that mean we're too late, though? No. There is one ray of hope. One place in Fontaine that they would find almost impossible to threaten, no matter how much they wanted to. And that is the archives kept by Chief Justice Neuvillette. A place where detailed
The
files
dragon
on
dude.
all the cases in
Eh?
recent years are kept. If the Oceanid you met is one of the young women who went missing recently, we should be able to find some related information there. So Neuvillette maintains an archive of case files? Whew. Guess that's the hard-working Chief Justice for you. In that case, let's go talk to him, shall we?
I don't think it quite works that way.
Did you get tired?
Because he might be a little protective of the
No,
documents.
it's nothing. Let's go see the Honorable Chief Justice.
Hey, cool. Alright, let's go back up to the surface. Sometimes encounter a teleport waypoint domain entrance map pins bearing such sub-icons. These symbols indicate that the destination, there we go, is located in a multi-layered area. After you unlock the corresponding map layer, you can interact with said pins to open the corresponding submap. Use the layer markers on the right of the map interface to switch between layers within the same group, or select the big icon to return to the top level map. Browsing map layers, the SAP icon of the map ends with the current layer will appear in bright blue. Dotted lines will be used for indicators, quest targets, event targets, etc. Route located in the current map layer. Additionally, when entering the area in the center, sorry about that, let's take care of something. So I'm guessing that's just showing, oh, this checkpoint is above ground and below ground. There we go, this one's above ground. Heck your track, I already know where to go. Because you know what, I can just fly right over here. Actually, can I get in from there? I should be able to. That's fine, I'll just break my way in if I can't. Just watch me, I'll get right in. Oh, well, there's a yellow path here anyway. Yeah. Yeah. That's what Hutao's running voice sounds like. Yeah. Yeah, anyway, let's go in the court.
The place we're going is called the Palais Mermonia. The office of the
Yep,
Chief
there it
Justice
is.
on the 4th floor. One client, 2 clients, 3 clients. Go! The
Yep, there it
palace
is.
ahead.
Go!
Come on.
It's like I were playing a fire character in Fontaine. Definitely not gonna get drenched. Well, I mean, I'm getting drenched. The local title even says so. Or at least previous titles in my streams of this have said so. Alright. What's in here? Purina? No, over there. Found the book.
Halt! Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is presently occupied with official matters.
Huh. This place does look pretty heavily guarded. Guess that proves that Nervalet's files are really secure.
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you?
Oh, it's not one of those furries.
I don't care who
It
you
looks
are
like
or
one,
who
though.
might be related
You
to
can't
you.
fault me for
Our
it.
rules make no exceptions.
See? They've got great discipline, too.
Yep, Paimon can tell.
If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you towards the exit. Unlike some, we're busy, so please leave if you don't have a reason to be here.
No. What I meant to say is, shouldn't you remember us from a few days ago? We were at the trial of the great magician Linny.
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird. You must be Linny's attorneys. It's all coming back to me now.
We're here today to report and archive some information on a follow-up case.
Huh. Is that even a thing?
Of course. Don't worry. We're here on official business. You can trust us.
All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is just inside.
Thanks so much.
Alright, cool. Let's talk with the dragon man. Oh, I mean to go into that menu. Let's go to here.
Please come in.
Yes, I'm in.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Nervalet. We only lied to get in because we didn't know any other way.
It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of assistance to you.
So you're not mad at us?
We're looking for a man called Vacher. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find him, we may be able to unearth some key information on the case.
Ah, I see. In that case, please wait here a moment while I browse through the files.
Sure thing, buddy. Just don't mind me staring at your... hair. Yes, definitely staring at his hair. Not anything else.
Nervalet would be so easy to talk to.
Yes, I'm looking very intently. There's even a ticking clock.
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vacher has been involved in any case, criminal or civil, in the past several years. There are no records of him either in the files or in my memory.
Well, that sucks. Guess we're back to square one.
What if it was really just a dream?
Oh, another potential game I may stream in the future
Thank you so much, Monsieur Nervalet.
is
We'll take our
Call of
measures.
Duty. Because back in March, I actually streamed Modern Warfare 2, specifically the multiplayer. But I didn't get around to doing it because Call of Duty is just the multiplayer in Call of Duty is one of those games where it really requires a lot of focus.
Exceptional man.
I figured it might be fun to do that every once in a while, because like Call of Duty multiplayer is one of those games where I really pop off when I play it.
And what are you trying to say,
I feel like that would be pretty fun to watch. And the
Are you
new
trying
one
to
comes out in a
insult me?
month, and the multiplayer
Extend your
beta
sympathy?
is actually in a few days, so I might give that a
Express
try.
some tendril of regret. No, you are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice.
Speaking of upcoming gaming related stuff,
You only said those things
so I mentioned
because you
earlier,
felt
or I might have
pressured.
mentioned earlier, I don't think I have. So outside of what I do now, I also do speed running. In fact, I do that on my stream
After my
occasionally.
father took his place in the duelist ring, I pushed the guards to talk to you as a last resort. You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy.
So I do speed running,
You still
and
allowed the
every
duel to
6
go
months
ahead.
or so, there's an event called Games Done Quick, which I typically submit for because I do speed runs. And the games list, basically the runs that are accepted for the event, or list of runs that are accepted for the event, those are getting released in, I believe, actually a week from today. So it may very well be the case that I could end up being accepted into the marathon, which would be pretty exciting, but I'll try to line up something on the day of so that I can basically be a reacting Andy to see what gets in the games list. But yeah, it'll be pretty fun to see that when it comes out. There's something fishy. How dare you, Nuvalet?
In your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared to those cold laws you hold so dear.
Oh, I thought I put it on auto. What?
If you truly regret my father's death, then why didn't you call a stop to the duel? Why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did you just let him die, despised and hated by all? Everything was hanging on a thread at that moment.
Poor
Just
girl.
the tiniest effort could have changed everything. There are still so many things I never got to tell him. So many questions he still owes me answers to. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes. I, Navia, will show you the true meaning of regret.
Hey, don't get carried away. Alright, we're not gonna fight in the office.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all kinds of things in your heart and never say a word to anyone. It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you would never express anything. Oh well. In any case, everyone already knows full well the apathy of the Chief Justice. My
Ooh,
apologies
ouch.
for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
It's not going. Oh, I was about to press space, and then the game did it for me.
Navia, are you okay?
I'm fine.
Aw, if it's raining, does that mean Nouvelette's crying? Aw.
It's raining.
You're right. Wasn't it still sunny when we went into the building? And there shouldn't be any active trials today. How strange.
Now that I think of it, on the day my father was convicted of murder, it was also raining.
Oh, wait a sec, that's where the Statue of the Seven
Did
is.
you think of something?
I'll have to interact with that in a sec.
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. Why? Do you think the rain could have affected the crime scene? That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value.
Something you didn't know, there was a hidden detail.
Oh? Wait. You don't mean...
Ha-ha!
Saying that the true murderer could have been turned into water and then got washed away with the rain? Yeah. And if that's what had happened, then no one would have believed your dad, even if he explained what he saw to the authorities.
I really think I found a true genius for a partner. You're completely right. How did I not connect the dots earlier? All right, let's go to Poisson. With this new lead in mind, we'll get to the bottom of my father's case for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna make progress for sure this time.
Do you want to go with me now?
Gonna solve
Or do you
this
wanna head over by
case.
yourself later?
Alright, the heck
All right,
now,
then I'll
bud.
wait for you at Poisson.
Yep, there's a statue. Finally get to open up more of the map, so I won't just, like, walk around blindly. Actually, how many homunculi do I have in Fontaine? Probably not very many. Hydroculus, there we go. Oh, we have one. Okay. Go ahead and off of that. I really need to, like, go on a grind outside of the stream to, Are you kidding me? I have to go all the way over? Oh my gosh. That's fine. We'll just take a nice boat ride over. All the way down here? Are you kidding me? This is annoying. Just let me go to the above grounds. There we go. Question is, are we gonna get back up there? Oh, I could probably go up there, actually. A little unconventional, but we'll make it. Been a long climb, gosh dang. Yeah, that's a Hu Tao. Work those legs. Hey, there we go. Now we can finally walk. Was this worth it? Maybe. Actually, go on these. Try to activate a mechanism first. I think I had to activate a mechanism or something to actually be able to use these. Can I not? Hello? Game? I want to go on a ride. Just let me do the thing. Oh, brother. Alright, fine. I guess since the game's being stubborn and won't let me ride the boat, I'm gonna have to run the whole way. Yeah, I guess this is what we're doing now. So, hey chat. How's it going? Hey, at least, Hu Tao's getting a workout here. She's definitely not skipping leg day. I can tell you that much. Probably should have taken a boat to get here, but I'm stubborn. I did say I wanted to explore the underwater bits in this, so I'll probably go ahead and do that at some point. Don't worry about it, guys. We're just taking a quick jog. Also, so the reason I muted earlier is because, you know, my mom's telling me, basically telling me there's like a hair appointment, I have to do it, a decent-ish time in the morning, so I do have to, go to bed, or stop stream earlier than I expected, but that's okay, because we'll get some fun out of it. I mean, we're definitely getting some fun out of it, because we get to see Hu Tao run for about 10 minutes. Restless of Lots, I didn't read the whole thing. Where are we? Oh, we're almost there. Just 200 meters to go. Actually, we can just go right over here. So that's a quest marker over there, but I want to get these checkpoints. Wait, is the checkpoint up there on the water? No, it's up here on the hill. 100%. Yeah, brother, I'm gonna have to climb all the way up there. That's okay, it's not that long of a climb. Let's see if there's a checkpoint. Oh, I need to select that and to go to the map. Okay, there's one more checkpoint nearby. I'll go ahead and get that first, and then I'll hit the objective. Making steady progress. It's all good. Well, except if I die, and that's probably not good. Don't worry, I didn't die. Don't worry, I wouldn't have died from that. What? Oh! It's okay. It's alright. We're fine. Definitely didn't almost die there. What's that? Was it like a moment away from death right there? Oh wait, I think I have to go down there anyway. Look at how far down the objective marker is. It's like way far down. Oops. Hey, you sir. You sir, I'm gonna destroy you and take your lunch money. Bam. My Ganyu is so good. I built her really well, and I'm proud of it. Just look at how much damage she's doing there. Just like 10k ahead. It's insane.
Beautiful treasures are a cause for great happiness.
Yeah. We got 5 primos out of that. That's pretty cool. Oh, hey there. Oh my gosh, she waved at us too, like, hello.
What a huge ship! Why would a ship be anchored at a place like this?
There's no need to be so surprised. While it may look like a ship, it's actually Spina di Rosula's headquarters. My father was the one who asked for it to be built like this. Perhaps our taste in exterior design is the only thing we occasionally had in common. A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless future.
Okay. Yeah, it's like nice little artifact.
You said Spina di Rosula had a glorious past. Paima was confused why a group with such a history would live in the sewers. But now that Paima has seen this ship for herself, she's been convinced.
Well,
Yeah, she's
Versailles
like,
is where
oh,
Spina di
this
Rosula
is so
began,
cool.
after all. It's our main base, our home.
Okay, I guess I have to go all the way through here to get to the ship. That's fine. So it doesn't seem like there's a checkpoint between here and the ship over there. Do we have to go above ground? Actually, we have to go on the ship, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it even says talk to Melissa on the ship. Oh, I guess we gotta climb. Don't do that. Here we go. I should be able to climb over there. We'll be fine. We won't run out of stamina. At least I hope. It's okay, just shimmy along, just shimmy along. Okay, we're good. Probably didn't need to do that, but, you know, I'm very unorthodox with my climbing methods. Grab that, I swear to God. Why? Hello? It's okay, just slowly climb up and you'll be fine. See, there's a platform up there. Just stay calm. Just stay calm. Alright? No need to panic here. Yeah, see, we did just fine.
We're way behind schedule.
See, there's Mellis. Good job, us.
Maloose, we're back.
Oh, sorry, it's Maloose. I just horribly botched that. French is not my native language, okay?
Our most important partner.
I can't help it.
You said before that you still had some business at the court. What brings you back to Poisson so quickly?
About that. It's because my partner here reminded me of something really important. You see, what if my father's case had something to do with water from the primordial sea? You still remember, right, Maloose? On that night, it was raining?
Yes, the case was quite similar to that of Mr. Linney's. Both were what you'd call impossible murders.
Maybe the same person?
Could you tell us a bit more about what happened before?
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, something called synth began to gain popularity in Poisson. At a glance, it was a kind of drink that could excite your mood and produce many pleasant hallucinations.
Oh? Oh, I'd like some of that.
Wait! Didn't that guard guy who turned into water also mention that the primordial water could be used to produce some kind of potion?
Yes, he did. Considering what we know now, it's almost certain that synth is created using water from the primordial sea. If you drink synth for an extended amount of time, you'll suffer many side effects, such as losing the ability to focus or control your emotions. And if you were to stop drinking it completely, you'll experience flashes of paranoia and anxiety while lacking energy to do anything. It's an extremely dangerous substance. As he oversaw Poisson, my father was compelled to put a stop to synth abuse and called for a complete ban of it.
Boss's uncompromising attitude incurred the synth vendor's wrath, but no matter how much they threatened or bribed him, he refused to yield. Not only that, Boss became determined to find the mastermind behind the synth operation and put an end to the problem once and for all.
Yes, but the enemy was very cunning. So he could never get anything out of the dealers, all of whom only sold the stuff and weren't privy to the rest of the operation. Recognizing that, my father decided to contact the dealers in secret and cultivate personal relationships with them. Finally, he was able to convince someone to become his informant. The man's name was Jacques. He felt greatly ashamed about his work after seeing many
That's how I'm going to pronounce it from now on. Jacques.
That night, my father hosted a banquet at his countryside estate. He planned to meet up and exchange information with Jacques over some food. But then, we heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. We raced to the scene and found my father, still holding a gun, and Jacques, who was already dead on the ground.
Oh.
How did that happen? Aren't they on the same side?
That's what you think.
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it? In both cases, the culprit seemed obvious, but neither appeared to have any motive at all. Looking back on it, though, I now believe the most important clue was something we all overlooked at the time. There were pieces of clothing left at the scene.
So it could have belonged to someone who got dissolved? Conspiracy?
Precisely. It's all thanks to you
Yeah,
that I
well,
made the
that
connection.
confirms it.
Back then, we all
Bet
just thought they were
bet you
some
the Illuminati's involved
not
somehow.
used to disguise himself at the bank.
Yeah, they're in Genshin,
But,
don't you know?
considering it now, it's almost certain that they belong to a third person at the scene. With one extra person, we'll also need to reconsider why the 2 shots were fired.
Father got into an argument with Jock. It's possible that third person was to blame.
You're right. We still don't know what happened. But my intuition tells me that we're on the right track to figuring it all out. I'm finally headed towards the truth.
Jacques was an empathetic man who was infinitely remorseful for his past actions. It's unlikely that he turned on Boss with zero warning. I think this third person is probably the key to the full truth.
Like the third person. Always complicating things. How dare they?
As your and your father's butler, I must still offer a word of warning. Our opponent is insidious and cruel. They are extremely difficult to deal with, and Boss has already lost his life trying to bring them to justice.
I have a feeling it's Arlecchino.
Spina de Rosula has lost most of its former glory. Poisson has welcomed a new time of peace, and we have been allowed to live out our lives. There is no need to follow your father's path. It would be both wise and in line with Boss's wishes to step back and give up on the case.
If that's indeed what he wished for, then he should have told me that himself. Was I not the closest person to him? And yet, I was the one most kept in the dark. What was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Did he manage to protect anything in the end? Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful is still his epithet. And Spina di Rosula is barely getting by. Nothing has changed. Did he think I'd just accept his meaningless death and live out my life just as meaninglessly? I've never accepted that. Ever. Not since that day, and certainly not now. I want to find out the real answer for everyone's sake. For the missing girls, for the victims, and for myself.
Navia.
This is indeed the best moment to act. Your partner appears to be quite reliable, and more importantly, Demoiselle, I think you're also ready to take this on.
So you do know something else, Maloose?
Yes, I do. In fact, even before that banquet, Boss already knew of the connection between Synth and the serial disappearances case.
Oh.
But what drove all the tensions to the boiling point was the revelation that you, Demoiselle, had been selected as the next target to disappear.
Eh?
What?
Eh?
Boss also didn't tell you that he had been diagnosed with a rare illness. The doctors told him that he had
That's a bomb to drop on his
more
jeez.
than 5 years left to live. And the serial disappearance
And the piano kicking in at the same time. That's something I want to do in the future. Actually, is playing piano on stream. Because I have played piano for quite a while, and I feel like it'd be fun to do that on stream occasionally.
All the danger would pass on to you. Knowing all of this, he decided to use one final intimidation tactic before his death. He claimed to have already gotten his hands on some key incriminating evidence for the other side, and even told some members of Spina di Rosula about the details. But as long as you remained safe, he would not share the evidence with the public. If something were to happen to you, then he and all those he told would immediately expose all they knew about Synth and the disappeared victims.
Right. So nobody would be able to get off scot-free.
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked. Even though Boss has been gone for a long time, the other side has not tried to take Demoiselle's life.
No. I don't believe it. He never appeared to look sick to me.
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard, especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the unfaithful was still far preferable than losing face in front of his daughter.
So he chose to die in silence, so that he could protect me.
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, demoiselle. What Boss wanted to hand to you was not a parasol, but a sword. If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me that you want to find the answer for the sake of everyone involved, I'm sure he'd be extremely proud.
That fool. Couldn't he have just given it to me straight? No. He might have set up everything precisely because he never thought I'd be able to understand him. Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now?
So I'm not proud of it.
Yeah. I suppose that's true. With the way he'd set things up, if I had wanted, I could have just lived out my life without a care in the world.
That sounds
Thankfully,
nice.
he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. In this case, he really didn't need to give me an easy way out. Malus, what was the key evidence that he shared with you?
It's the location where synth is produced. Essentially, it's the enemy's headquarters. When he was threatening the enemy, Boss didn't share the specifics of the incriminating evidence he found. But if you want to use it against the enemy, you'll still have to take several things into consideration.
Why? If we know where the place is, can't we just go storming in?
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious and dangerous organization that's been in operation for decades. There's no telling what might be lying in wait at their headquarters. We also have no idea what kind of evidence we may be able to find inside, nor what people we may be able to capture.
That's true.
But a single visit to their headquarters would be tantamount to a formal declaration of war. The worst case would be that we leave empty-handed, but also open ourselves up to full retaliation.
Then, in that case, why not work with the Fontaine authorities?
Well, you saw one of them dissolve during Mr. Linney's case. We have no idea just how thoroughly they may have been infiltrated.
Huh. That's true. Seems my father really had no choice.
Yeah, things are kind of
Things
sus.
are different now. It should be a lot easier to prove the other side's guilt, now that we've connected Synth with the disappearances case.
You sound like you've put a lot of thought into this, Malus.
I am the butler, after all. I live but to serve the boss and
Yo,
the
500 IQ Sebastian here.
I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk for your sake.
Really old Sebastian, because he's like at least in his 60s, going up the voice.
I'm keeping secrets, performing basic investigations, and waiting for the right time to come.
Thank you for all of that, Malus. Have you discovered anything new in the past few years?
Let me think. One conclusion I came to was that the enemy must be quite familiar with Spina di Rosula, or at least have an informant planted here. When I announced orders to the organization's members on Demoiselle's behalf, I used to deliberately keep a few people in the dark and observe the reactions of the synth vendors. If the vendors didn't change their plans, then the...
Oh, also, I got another update regarding my channels. So I talked earlier about, potential future content I could do with Call of Duty. I'm also working on both my side channels, because in addition to my main YouTube and Twitch channels, I obviously focus on, I also have a VODs channel and a Clips channel. Clips channel, uploads to that are going to be far and few in between, I think, although I'll try to upload there more regularly. But I'm also getting caught up on VODs channel uploads, !VODs channel, by the way, if you want to look at that. because I want to get more up to, because I've been like backlogged about a month of uploading VODs onto that channel. I'm working on getting those up now, and they should be done by stream tomorrow. So that'll be good. I want to upload more clips as well. It's just that with how long some of my streams can be, I tend to forget to clip stuff, which is part of the reason why my clips channel is so small. But hey, when I do upload stuff on there, it's a goodie. Like, I think the last clip I uploaded there was a really funny clip of I was playing Mario Maker 2 for my birthday, where I was doing a drunk stream, and I just got a really jank level where the flag was hidden in some blocks. You had to like ground pound, but if you ground pounded, you'd hit some saws that kill you. It was so jank. It's just the kind of stuff you kind of expect from Mario Maker 2 at this point. Really funny clip. It's on my clips channel. I might add that alongside my VODs channel to my bio below the stream. But that's just, you know, the other side channels I run. Anyways, back to Genshin shenanigans.
After several rounds of testing and investigative tracing, I've narrowed the suspect list down to 3 people. The first is Florent, Spina de Rosula's senior advisor.
Huh? Florent?
Yes, surprising, isn't it? He was one of the people Boss trusted the most, which also means that he was someone who understood Boss really well. Thanks to his position within Boss's innermost circle, he always knew our upcoming plans and could thus avoid capture this whole time. There's someone else like him too. Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Uncle Marcel.
What's this confrérie?
It's a guild in Poisson. Boss
Poisson.
to its current size and prominence. In the beginning, they were only reselling some daily goods, but now they're one of the richest guilds around, with a lot of business connections in the city.
So, they're like a sister organization of Spina di Rosula?
Yes, you can say that. When we were fighting against the synth dealers, they provided us with plenty of support.
I think with
It's
Navi, I
a
can
bit
detect like a
difficult to
faint
imagine
hint
someone using their own
of
to hunt down
a
themselves.
French accent.
The
It's
final
kind of odd.
suspect is Thierry.
Yeah, like, that's good where we are, but
Coordinating information
it's still
with
kind of weird. I
Spina
can
di
like very
Rosula and
faintly
the
hear it.
guards. Although the guards mostly leave us to our own devices, there are still many activities we have to report to the local authorities. Since Thierry is always in the know about our current activities, he could theoretically always plan one step ahead.
I see. These are all people who I communicate with quite regularly. To think that the enemy we've been fighting against has been right next to me all along, among those I trust the most. It's almost too hard to believe.
If you want to investigate them, please take every precaution to not alert the quarry. Judging from our experience, the enemy is extremely cautious.
Oh,
Of course. And
I
thank
better
you,
be careful.
Luz. You've provided us with a lot of great information.
I wonder if I should just do
You're too kind, my lady.
a French accent the
I'm
rest
just
of the
doing my
stream and see how that goes.
Before I forget,
It would probably be super
Boss
scuffed because I'm
would
terrible at
also be
accents.
bearing him of blame in Jacques' death.
I could probably do
After
impressions
that
with enough
incident,
practice,
Jacques'
but
wife and daughter
accents?
were taken into the Spina's
Nope.
care. They
I'm
still
terrible
live in
at
Poisson
'em.
today. If it might help, you could also pay them a visit. I can make the necessary arrangements.
Oh, thank you so much, Belus. You really are the best.
A new case awaits, my dear partner.
Leave it to me.
I hope we can work together to uncover the truth and end this case once and for all.
House's case records. 3 years ago, on a rainy night, banquet goers heard 2 gunshots outside the house. When they reached the scene, Gallus had a gun in his hands, and Jacques had been. I've gotta make sure to enunciate it like that. And Jacques has been shot and slain. Based on the investigations done then, there was no possibility that anyone else could have done the deed and escaped. And Gallus was thus adjudged to have been the culprit. Hey, Gio, how's it going? In case you don't know who I am, I'm Nerd Squared. I'm also Fukamori, Yago VTuber, although that may change in the future, depending on some plans that I have in mind that I haven't put into play yet. But yeah, I'm playing through some more Genshin Impact today. I'm doing the Archon quest, or main quest, for Fontaine, a new region that came out for the game a couple months ago. And we're pretty deep into Act 2 right now, and we're just chugging along. Yeah, how's it going, Gio? Hope you're having a good Friday, soon to be Saturday. Alright, cool. Let's go. I have to run all the way over again. Game, what are you doing to me? Making me do all the work? How dare you? Wait, what? Where is that? Oh, she's over here. Okay.
It is settled then. Please excuse me and enjoy your conversation at your leisure.
Thank you for arranging.
Yeah, I think you've been here before, Gio. When's the last time you were on the stream? Because I don't recall you being here, so it's probably been quite a while.
Do you need anything from us?
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all.
Just be very quiet. And don't say a thing.
I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this time. After what happened, I didn't know how I was supposed to face the two of you.
If it's about that, there's no need to apologize. After my husband died, Spina di Rosula sent us a lot of mora and support. I understood your guilt and apology to be genuine.
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques? I can understand the kind of pain that comes with losing a father so needlessly.
You don't understand at all.
I didn't know how to face you, because I didn't know what I could possibly bring as a consolation gift. I know only the full truth could bring closure to you, and to all of us.
I'm sorry. I appreciate
Oh,
this
nice. The
compliment,
character's named
but
Adele.
you don't have to carry all that guilt. On the matter regarding my husband, my daughter and I have more or less found our answer already.
Would you mind sharing it with me? I really can't believe that my father could ever bring himself to shoot Jacques.
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he would never go into the synth business again. He had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of providing for his family too literally. For the longest time, he thought Mora was everything. So when Mr. Callis came to him with a proposal, he accepted it almost immediately. He tried to be as careful as he could, but even so, he was still found out by the higher-ups.
You
Banished.
found out about his betrayal?
Papa didn't say that exactly, but Papa did tell me that I should never be ungrateful.
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I realized it was his final farewell to the two of us.
Does that mean someone bored Jacques to take out Callis?
I don't know that for sure, but you could say that's the conclusion I eventually came to. Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callis had always taken great care of us, both when he was still alive and after he passed away. Even if he fired the shot that killed my husband, it was likely in self-defense. It is impossible for me to hate him for what he had done.
But Mama, why is Papa still the bad guy if he did the right thing? Papa always wanted to be a good man, so why did he have to do a bad thing in the end?
Well, things aren't always as they seem. You still feel like your papa was a good man, right?
Yeah, Papa was a really good man. The best in the whole world.
Then you should hold on to that. If a good man had to do a bad thing, then he must have had his reasons. Regardless of whether he left you a parasol or a sword. He must have done so to give you a better life.
Oh.
Thank you for everything you've told me. I will definitely find the truth. The current state of things is not something I'm willing to just sit back and accept.
Thank you. I'm very grateful to hear this from you.
Oh my
Even
god.
though your personality is
Just
quite
bobbing
different
up and
from
down,
my
I noticed that my
your determination
I
when you speak is
boo up
really
instincts.
similar.
You just watch me moving up and down
You
here.
really think so? That's the first time anyone said that to me.
Pay no attention to what they're saying. Oh, also, interesting thing I figured out, or found out, with my model. So you can see how I have hand tracking, right? It's pretty accurate, actually. Well, pretty accurate for the most part, as long as you don't go outside the range of the camera. So that's pretty good, but if I, like, move it this way, and put it close to my chest, my hand just contorts.
Feel the heartbeat of the world.
And it's, like, so weird, because my hand is just dead. It's broken. My hand, the tracking just messes up and doesn't know how to react. I wonder if I stood up, if it would be better. Okay, what is happening? This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Okay, we're done with that.
Will we really be off work this early? There is still a lot.
We're done with that. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. Testimony from Jacques' family. Jacques' family believes that he had struggled greatly with the order to kill Callus. Did Callus act in self-defense, or was there more to the incident? Oh, well, let's see. Oh my gosh. Where?
Are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next.
Yeah, let's do it.
Laurent should be nearby, and we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel in the city.
Okay.
I'll get myself together on the way.
Better get your act together soon, bub.
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House? Someone got turned into water right in front of us.
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk it for all it's worth. And it'll be all the talk for the next several weeks.
It also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with my father, it was raining outside. And we found some clothes.
So what have you been up to lately, Gio? I mean, as you said, it's a long time no see. It's been a while. What have you been up to?
I feel like we should try to reopen his case. Can you do me a favor and try to recall what happened that night?
Let me think. Mr. Callus was feeling pretty upbeat that day. So he was drinking and
It's like, hey, it's
away
nice.
with us at the
I
time.
know I'm not talking too
After
much, but
that,
that's just because I'm taking in the story. I'm having fun with this so far.
So we let him go
It's always fun to get back into Genshin after having not played it for a while.
Ring out right after. My first reaction was that Mr. Callus's life was in danger. So I grabbed my holster and made a mad dash toward the scene. But when I got there, it was already too late. Mr. Callus was standing over a dead body with a gun in his hands. All we could do was look back and forth at each other, not knowing what to say.
So you also remember 2 gunshots then?
Indeed. The guard said that the first shot didn't hit anyone, while the second killed Jacques. But I've never really bought that explanation. Reason being, Mr. Callus had left his gun on the table. I even made sure to confirm that before running to the scene. But according to the guards, that doesn't mean he couldn't have had other guns on his person. About the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned. Do you think there was a third person there who was turned into water?
It's possible.
At least from our perspective, my father had no reason to kill. So he would also have no reason to bring an extra gun with him. The gun he was holding probably belonged to Jacques, or a third person on the scene.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you're saying Mr. Callus ended up with the gun because he seized it from one of the other guys? But hold on. If that's what had happened, then why didn't he share the truth with any of us? He didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine, and chose instead to prove his honor in a duel. Did he lose all faith in the courts after seeing someone dissolve right in front of his eyes?
About that, Malus told me a thing or two. So, I think I can understand why he committed to the duel. I'll tell you everything once the whole truth has been revealed.
I understand.
Seems fair.
Then I'll leave Mr. Callus's honor in your hands, boss. And if I may just say one more thing. The whole Callus the Unfaithful epithet has been a thorn in my side since the day it was invented. Many people have laughed at me for still calling him Mr. Callus, even after so many years have passed. But it was Mr. Callus's trust that allowed me to rise through the ranks of Spina di Rosula and live the life I lead today. No matter what others might say, he'll always be the man I respect the most. And he'll always be my boss.
Don't worry. I will definitely find the truth. You and all our other comrades at the Spina deserve to know the truth as well.
Information regarding Florent, or Florent. Florent, the advisor to the Spina di Rosula, claimed that he was very grateful to Callus for his kindness. He was also present at the banquet.
You can feel the heartbeat of the world.
Don, you shut up. He was also present at the banquet on the day of the case and can provide evidence that Callus did not carry a gun with him when he went out. Okay, so that's step one. I believe there's like one or two others we need to look at. Oh, no, never mind. Cool, I guess I got all the stuff I need. Let's go back to the court. Oh yeah, we talked to Thierry.
It's me.
Thierry, yeah.
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Navia? I've heard that you made quite the name for yourself at the Opera House.
Oh, so you've got news of that already.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm also a member of the guards, you know. The way you make it sound, people would think I was sent off to Poisson because I had done something wrong.
Are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that?
Maybe you did, Thierry.
Shouldn't you have been called back to the city already?
Because I think you might need proper punishment, eh? Eh?
I mean, where I work.
I'm too far gone.
Let's just say I enjoy the ambiance of Poisson.
Trying to raise this Thierry here and it's not working.
Spina di Rosula from the ground up and clearing many obstructions in my way. It would be next to impossible for me to find a similarly easy but high-paying job in the city. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Are these two friends of yours? You, here for some formal...
Ah, yes, we're totally friends. Not sus at all.
These two are my partners. What happened at the Opera House?
Ayo, polyamorous.
Lenny's case and
Okay,
my
I'll stop.
father may be related. We're trying to reinvestigate the details of my father's old case.
Ah, I get it. You think there might be more to the case now that we know people can be dissolved into water, right? I was also flabbergasted when I first heard of it. If you want to go through the original files from your father's case, I can help you look for them.
That'd be much appreciated. Thank you. Actually, I have another question. Do you have the authority to dispatch Gardamex?
Of course. Without them, I couldn't possibly handle Poisson on my own.
Poisson?
Why do you ask? We definitely can't use them to forcefully...
I wonder if that's how Sampo's disguise in HSR
Well, you see,
is pronounced.
just recently,
Poisson.
we were attacked by a
It's
horde
a
of
poison.
outnumbered Gardamex
like I was pronouncing it before.
So,
Maybe it was, and I was
if
just pronouncing
you
it wrong this whole time.
hypothetically wanted to do something against me,
Which is probably
all
true.
you would need to do is get rid of the mecha serial numbers and send them after me.
Then you think too highly of my abilities. Dispatching mecha is very different from controlling them. If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. You can ask the chef to cook, but not to massage your shoulders or carry your baggage. If you try to make unreasonable demands, the chef would just think you're out of your mind and ignore you completely. The same goes for me and my Gardamex. Removing a serial number is also not as easy as you might think. There are a lot of complex steps to it, and it's almost impossible to keep it a secret. So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely private units. They're certainly not cheap, so whoever their owner is must be super rich, powerful, or both. Now that you mention it, though, being in the synth business would definitely be profitable enough to afford this.
Probably. Seems like I make quite a lot there.
Then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Oh, well, thank you for the vote of confidence, Navia.
Mhm.
Jokes aside, I'd like to wish you all the best with your investigation. I'll be staying in the city for a little while, so just come find me if you need an...
Alright, sure thing, Thierry. Thierry is the person responsible for official contacts between the Spina de Rusula and the guards. According to him, only the sufficiently rich can privately own large numbers of Gardamex.
There is still a lot left to do.
Just listen to Hootown instead of your annoying mouth. Also, I might go and get this other checkpoint up top here. Oh my god. Really? Forgot that one's below ground. That's fine. This is fine. We'll just run our way over. Yeah, see, it's not that far away anyway. It's like 200 meters. Not that long. Just hide in the bushes. They won't notice. Choir here. Just did that out of the blue. Something I should do, and it's like I mentioned earlier. I kind of mentioned earlier about how I want to try piano playing in future streams. What I also want to do, in addition to piano, is doing singing, because I did do choir in school for a few years. I don't think I'd do it to the point of doing like professional song covers, but it would still be nice to try, at least.
All right, Uncle Marcel. There's no need to stress. I just wanted to talk to you briefly about what happened in the Opera House. I'm sure you saw everything too, right?
Yes, I've never seen anything so strange.
Oh, you were at the Opera House too?
That's right. I went there with Navia to see the magic show. Who knew it would turn into a whole murder mystery? I also witnessed your marvelous sleuthing work. Quite impressive.
Oh, thank you.
To beat the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own turf, I can already imagine everyone in Fontaine discussing your exploits over a few glasses of wine.
Take that, Farina.
Paimon doesn't want to become the talk of drunkards.
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is as a nation. Everyone loves drama and theatrics.
True.
Uncle Marcel, you've also noticed
It's a very
that
theatrical nation.
the fact
I mean,
that
even when we first got into Fontaine,
Yes, I was reminded of your father's
Farina was like being all melodramatic, challenging us to a duel right then and there as soon as we got in.
solid proof, but I can sense that the other side has already begun to act.
Oh, and what makes you say that?
We were attacked on Arrhenius by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also an attempt to get me to drink water from the primordial sea. If not for the vigilance of my partner, I probably wouldn't even be here talking to you right now.
Aw, you're giving us too much credit. Wasn't it you who protected us?
Alas, it seems things are heating up again. The peace that Callus sought so dearly will soon become a thing of the past. But rest assured, Navia, Poisson will always remain a safe haven for
Poisson.
you. If you're scared, you can always return there. If anyone dares to lay their hands on you there, the Confrérie of Cabriere will use its funds to the last Mora to bring them to justice.
Thank you, Uncle Marcel.
Yeah, that's helpful.
But I don't intend to go into hiding. I'm going to strike while the iron's hot. Do you have any new thoughts on my father's case?
About that. Sorry, my age is catching up with me, so it'll take me a while to recall my memory.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
The Confrérie was responsible for that
Took
banquet.
really long to
So I
scroll
was
a
out and
text
about
box
the
for
whole
some
time,
reason.
making sure things were running
It's like the game
smoothly.
was freezing, like,
I didn't
hold
even
up!
have the time to drink
Hold
with
up.
guests. Then I heard the sound of a gunshot, and the rest was history.
Oh, it's okay. No need to push yourself. We'll ask around some more. See if there are any valuable clues elsewhere.
Sounds good. Just let me know if you ever need Mora. All my wealth comes from Callus's patronage and support. I'll spend however much it takes to clear his name.
Oh yeah, information regarding Marcel. Marcel is the leader of the Confrérie of Cavaliere and was the organizer of the banquet years prior. Confrérie and Spina di Rosula have always maintained a close working relationship, though his recollection of the events of the case is quite foggy. He is willing to defend Navia.
Toodaloo.
Tina-Liu. Let's go over the clues. Oh, except we have to do it up here. Okay, we'll just climb our way up. Oh, what? Oh, I managed to hit the cutscene trigger there. Nice. I wasn't expecting to hit it. I thought I would have to climb up all the way to the top.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
Yeah, none of them sounded particularly sus. Yeah.
I suppose that's to be expected, though. If a single conversation's all that's needed to find them out, then my father wouldn't have needed to investigate the case for so many years. Anyway, even though we didn't make a breakthrough, let's still compile what we were able to find.
But where should we start?
Jacques.
Ah, you're right. Flora mentioned that Callus probably only ended up with the gun because of circumstance. That makes sense.
According to Jacques' family members, he already told them that he had been discovered, and that he had no choice before he left home that day. If I had to guess, he probably received an order from the synth boss to kill my father. Had he refused, he and his family's lives would have been forfeit.
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
I fired a shot at all.
Oh? And why is that?
Family gonna be safe? Am I gonna be
That's
safe?
a good point.
Is anyone gonna be
Jacques
safe?
probably already knew that he was just being used as a tool for murder. And once he had completed his mission, he'd be of no more use to his boss.
Huh. So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to turn his back on the Order and seek protection from my father.
He was the third person with the one who derailed everything. Gabor barely a step closer to finding who that third person was.
Sense. But without evidence, that's still just a theory.
A game theory.
Besides Jacques, the attack from the Gardamex has been...
I had to do that. I had to.
It's obvious that our enemy has become more antsy after the secret of the primordial seawater was revealed.
Do you think he knew, even then, that we'd follow this lead to the end?
Given everything that's happened since, it's quite possible. But who among the three suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex?
Marcel?
Uncle Marcel? My father did really trust him. And they worked together on a large number of projects. Maybe that's how he got to know Jacques. And with funds from the Confrérie, he could also afford a large number of Gardamex. It's still really hard for me to imagine, though. After all, Uncle Marcel has been around since I was just a child. Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of mora and energy to fight his own synth business?
Someone else. Laurent.
It is true that he was closest to my father, and thus had the best chance of learning about his dealings with Jacques. But as Spina di Rosula's advisor, his work mostly deals with personnel and security, so he shouldn't have much means when it comes to finances.
So you're saying he's too broke to afford a mecha army?
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could, I don't think he would be able to dispatch a whole group so quickly.
Hey, maybe it's someone else, but we only have one other choice. Thierry.
Huh. It is possible that he's figured out a way to convert the Gardamex for personal use. But I didn't feel like he was lying when he was talking to us about the mecha. I also don't think he'd be able to keep that kind of tampering under wraps.
Yeah. Had he actually tampered with the mecha, we'd be able to prove it with a simple check of the guard's inventory. If the mecha were taken from the guard...
Oh gosh, my arm's freaking out. Oh no!
Find out when and how that happened.
Who could it be?
I think... Thierry. Thierry the Instant Guard. Next, only one person. I guess my only option is Marcel.
You know, if you think everything through, Uncle Marcel is indeed the most suspicious of them all.
Could we be missing other suspects? Malus didn't know about the people turning into water thing when he narrowed it down to these three, did he?
Malus has always been very reliable, and his judgment of others' trustworthiness has been fair and well considered. When he laid out his case for the three, the rationale he gave me made a lot of sense as well. The suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs, has the means to dispatch Mecha to assassinate us, and possesses significant intellect and foresight. Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all tie back to Uncle Marcel.
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
The synth production base. That's the place.
Yes. Malus did say that charging straight in there would be extremely risky. But we don't have any other options right now.
Now we're down on our luck.
We need far more solid proof before we can hope to go charging in on our enemy.
Navia, here you are. Oh, I've been looking for you.
Huh? Aren't you the guy from the guards? Did something happen?
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just after you left. We've got another trial on our hands.
What?
Wasn't that place built specifically for holding trials? What's so newsworthy about this one?
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartaglia.
What? Child? Hold up. What's going on here?
What? Is that someone you know?
Maybe.
Yeah, we know him. Maybe even a little too well.
Well, he's been accused of being the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. It's absurd, don't you think?
Wait, how? None of our investigations have had anything to do with him.
That's what I thought was strange about it, so I came to tell you the news right away. If the charge against him stands, then it'll be next to impossible to get the guards to support any of our planned investigations.
Right, because they'll think they've already found the culprit.
Yeah, and it'll be a lot harder then to clear Mr. Callus's name.
I understand. Well, partner, what do you think we should do? We still haven't found any conclusive evidence.
Yeah, let's split up. Scooby-Doo style. Let's go.
Split up? What do you mean?
Arrhenius? I'm going to investigate that place.
Just as expected of my partner. Since this is a trial about the serial disappearances case, the culprit's attention will be focused on Arrhenius, leaving his home base wide open. You're right. This is our best opportunity. All right then, let's do this. I'll stall them at the Opera House and charge Marcel as the true culprit. I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up to you to make it back in time and hand the decisive evidence to me.
Sure, sounds good.
We'll help you, just like you helped us in Linny's trial.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
I'm ready.
I still can't see how Silver. I still can't see Silver looking like
When did
Jesse.
you get here?
I just can't get it out of my head, okay? My brain's been corrupted.
Figured that you might require our assistance. It's our hope that your confidence will be bolstered with the two of us by your side.
Thank you so much. Then, let's make haste for Arrhenius. Paimon, Traveler, I'll see you at the Opera House.
See you then!
Suspect analysis. Combining the information regarding the garden mix and investigation results so far, can be concluded that there was only one person who can have a large number of Gardamex in his possession and run the synth business without leaving traces. That person is none other than Marcel. Are we getting teleported back to the courthouse?
Navia has set out for Arrhenius. We should also get going.
Oh, no, I guess I got teleported right here.
Marked on the map, so let's head over.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Huh. According to Malusa's info, the synth production base is underwater.
Oh, we're actually gonna...
Let's go and try to find the entrance.
Oh, now we actually get to swim in Fontaine. Cool. Left control, dive. Yo, this is so sick. What the heck? It's wild. Oh my gosh. I'm being chased already? I just started going underwater. Heck off. I will not be bullied by the fishes. Oh, there it is. I see the entrance.
Finally found it.
It's such a strange wavy effect with the
This is
underwater
entrance
dialogue.
to the synth production base. It sure doesn't seem out of the ordinary at all. Ah, you're right. An important place like this is bound to have a ton of protective measures and mechanisms. Navia's probably arguing up a storm right now to stall for us.
Oh, we better get inside. Oh. Alright. Meanwhile...
It would appear that I must repeat my question again, Mr. Tartaglia. Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system, or the reason why I'm being charged with something I've never even heard of. However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel to clear their name. Is that right? In which case, as long as I
course Shaw
accept
would
the
do that.
charge, I can have an all-out
frickin'
fight with
daredevil.
my champion duelist Clorend, right?
Not afraid of
Gotta
anything.
admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've ever received. When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back. Real disappointing.
Hey! Don't you understand? You're currently the prime suspect for a major case. This isn't the place for you to be looking for fights.
Yeah, what of it?
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the Opera House.
Hmm.
Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best in the heat of battle.
No. That's not what I meant.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going poorly. and we have made very little progress. In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again. The goal of this trial is to determine the culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
That case had nothing to do with him. You've got the wrong man. Huh? What's going on?
Why is she interjecting again?
I
Yeah,
told you it
gosh,
wouldn't be one of the
Navia,
Fontaine
what the
harbingers.
hell?
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only
How dare you.
tolerated your behavior last time
Dare you
because
interrupt.
you were able to provide the court with a key eyewitness. But that was an exception rather than standard court protocol. I can very well charge you with contempt of court for your interjections.
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for this place's pointless theatrics? We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent by default, correct?
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, I'd gotten half bored to death by all these rules and procedures anyway, so I'll take you up on that offer. So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do now?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia, who is the person you would like to charge instead?
That person is...
Marcel.
Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Huh? What confrérie? Never heard of them in my life.
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina di Rosula's sister organization?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. Committing to the charge also means taking on the legal responsibilities associated with it. And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also be charged with the crime of making a false accusation.
Yeah, just like you'll be charged with the crime of not following twitch.tv/nerdsquared. So you better follow, okay? You better.
Yes, I do.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please take your places on the court. Members of the guards, please contact Mr. Marcel right away so that he may stand trial. Mr. Marcel, you will not require an attorney. Is that correct?
Apologies. It all just happened so quickly. I still haven't figured out what's going on. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding between me and Navia.
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived, Miss Navia, please present your charges.
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, to the case of Callus the Unfaithful. Only through elucidating what really happened in that case can we connect all the dots for the serial disappearances case.
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed your father? Come on, why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember, both you and I only ran to the scene when we heard the sound of a gun. If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect as well?
Yep, sorry, we're all sus, guys. Let's pack it home. Let's get out of here.
Right
Huh.
now. The audience doesn't even have the big picture yet. Even I'm struggling to remember some details of that case.
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my charge and reasoning.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage.
Oh, nice. You get to do the Danganronpa thing here. Gonna do closing arguments. Let's go.
During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard.
Oh, I guess I have to click here.
When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance Jacques lay dead from a gunshot wound. The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded that the suspect's first shot must have missed, while the second must have taken Jacques' life. The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, he chose to prove his innocence through a duel. Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clarand in the ensuing duel, and soon succumbed to the injuries. These are the known facts about the case.
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. And even so, Jacques still had no reason to pull the trigger. In truth, the third person shot Jacques first, and was shot in turn by my father when my father seized the gun from him. After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water, erasing all traces of him from the scene. Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. Of course, the guard's conclusion appeared quite sensible to us at the time. However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained new information about the abilities of water from the primordial sea.
Is there a fly in the room? No. No. Get out of here. Eh! Shoo! Trying to play a game here. The day of the murders. Banquet. Banquet. 2 gunshots.
The testimony of the victim's family confirms that Jacques had thoughts of assassinating Callus when he set out for the banquet. However, in the end, he reconsidered, and instead shared everything with Callus, hoping to seek the latter's protection. Unfortunately for Jacques, the true culprit had already considered this possibility, and had sent out another assassin.
Happen something real quick. I'll get right back to it. Alright, what else? Guess arrived at the scene. They found Callus.
This assassin first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot Callus, only for Callus to wrestle the gun from him and kill him instead.
Okay, so that's 2 out of the 5. What about this one? Which I must have missed. No. That's not it. That's it. Ah! There we go.
A pile of clothing was found at the scene. The guards once believed they were used by Jacques as a costume to disguise himself. But now, it is clear that the clothes were proof that there was a third person at the scene, and that they were turned into water after committing the murder. Since it was raining that day, the culprit was confident that they could use the rain to wash away all traces of their dissolved accomplice. Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder. This is the true version of events.
Okay, I'm not laughing at the game, I'm laughing at a Discord chat I'm in. There's just something really funny going on. Alright. Oh, I keep forgetting I have to click through this to advance it.
Ah, so that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been used for all these years?
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives. I guess they didn't shoot each other after all.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal if you wish to prove your innocence.
Ah, but I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that directly implicated me.
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, we primarily need to determine two things. One, do you have the evidence to back up your claims?
I'm afraid not. At least not at this very moment.
Boo! If you don't have any evidence, you should just go home.
Go home, you
I
loser.
do not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes against a record of people who went missing around the same time, we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around that time, regardless of age or gender.
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette, I would consider this to be a reasonable investigative direction.
Why do I feel like Farina's acting a little differently today?
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing herself again?
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging an innocent citizen in the last trial.
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is indeed as you described, then why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person had been dissolved, he could have at least mounted a defense.
I've thought about this too, and the answer is actually pretty simple. He felt there were things that were more important to him. The dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important secret for the true culprit of the serial disappearances case. My father could have exposed it for all to see, but he chose to take it to the grave. At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no guarantee that going forward with the truth would allow the culprit to be brought to justice. What was certain, however, was that it would paint a gigantic target on my back.
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next target of the serial disappearances case.
Mm-hmm.
What?
If the secret had gotten out,
the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then. I wouldn't have been the only one in danger. All of us would have stood to lose our lives. Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine that we were in the right. But what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect anyone? Had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice, Spina di Rosula would have had no reason to exist. But by staying silent, we retain the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time to grow and learn. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house cannot, and restore my father's truth and honor back to him.
So, you mean to say, your father intended to die in the duelist's ring?
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent, Clarand. I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. You don't have to do anything for my sake. But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand, you should tell us the truth about his sacrifice.
So, during the duel, did you believe that Callus was intending to die?
Yes, I did. As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives. In my line of work, I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Some were determined, others passionate, and some even manic and twisted. Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live or if they're looking to die. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus never intended to leave the ring alive.
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions. It appears there really are good grounds to reopen this case.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father's case and the serial disappearances case.
Right? What she said was fascinating, but kind of beside the point.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearances case?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. As a result, they planned to act after hearing 2 gunshots. And, at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized they were at risk of being identified. The culprit could have only timed their actions
they realized that the jig was up
if they were already at the scene. Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the trial.
So that's why you suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I still can't help but find it a little preposterous. I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navia. It's one of your most endearing traits.
No need to appeal to pathos.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove that I was the only person present at both events? On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor the place?
Don't know what she can say to that.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations, until I'm the only one left on the list. Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder from a girl you see as your own daughter? But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings. Ah well, let Uncle Marcel teach you another lesson.
Oh?
Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell me anyways.
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. It's a high-risk action with nothing to gain. In addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya when I was young to come to
Just
Poisson
Snezhnaya.
and work
Get
as
him
a
off the
business.
ship. Vote him off.
Business only thrived when I received
Cut it.
Claus's patronage. But the disappearances began before I ever stepped foot in Fontaine.
I do apologize, demoiselle. This was my mistake.
No, it's not your fault. I'm sure he had come prepared.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my first business license against the first known case of the serial disappearances? You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left Snezhnaya for the first time. Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the unspeakable anguish in your heart?
Seems like she got the wrong guy. At this rate, Navi will be convicted for falsely accusing him.
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he neared the end of his life. But aren't you going against all of his wishes and expectations right now? He wished for you to become more rational, collected, and conscientious, instead of dwelling only on your own feelings. Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong into things, you'd have met most of his expectations.
This isn't just about me, and it never has been. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims is that I still have the ability to search for the truth, while that same agency has long been taken from them. The people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances, and the people who suffered tragic ends due to their sense of justice. Many people's images are flashing before my eyes. I'm sure some are coming to those of you in the audience as well. And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher?
Huh.
Oh, so you
Got
do
him.
know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Alright, now I get to play as a traveler again. Or I guess actually Putao. And I bet trying to play this on my phone, it would just cook trying to render all of that.
Access denied.
I gotcha, I gotcha. Don't you think you can run away from me?
The floor is going up.
Yeah, we're going up.
Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place.
Oh, they're pretty well prepared. Going to the carnival, going to the carnival, sort of.
Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up.
Oh, I was supposed to aim it. Okay. Instead of just firing. Oh, no way. I see what I'm supposed to do. I see what I'm supposed to do. There we go. Finally put the pieces together. I did it. I solved the puzzle. My small brain managed it.
The water level is rising. Now we can swim to the top. But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
That's okay, Paimon. We'll get there eventually. I want to heal up Hutao really quick, though.
Allow me.
This is long overdue.
Rest and rebuild.
Probably safest to use Ganyu for these fights. She's so powerful at this point.
Born of ice and frost.
It's like, look how much he's doing with each of these bow attacks. Utah's kind of getting there, but I still need to build her a bit more. Especially with her talents, because like I think I have decent-ish artifacts, although not the greatest. I still need to get her talents up. So we're not quite OP teams like I have in Star Rail, but we're getting there. Because I have one menu that's, or one unit that's pretty well built in Ganyu. Just gotta work to get there. Right round, right round. Just having a little bit of fun with that. I see, we're eventually trying to get to the top there. Okay, so that's where we're trying to go.
Now the path is clear. Let's go.
What? I didn't see that door open. Whoop. Oh, we are at the top. Okay. Nice there. Just attacks the Tutao. I feel like the melt here is going to be pretty advantageous to Tutao. It's like she already does a lot of damage with her E. But combining that with... I was not being careful with her HP. Don't mind me. I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry, Tutao. I'll avenge you.
We're way behind schedule.
God, how long does he do that fucking animation where he shoots stuff out? It's so long. God damn, man.
No touching. I can fix
There we go, he's finally dead.
Come on, focus.
There we go. Alright, where are we headed to now? Hopefully deeper in. Also, I'll probably switch over to my shield team. Just to be safe. Oh, never mind, we did a cutscene.
Made it to the innermost sanctum. Though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here.
Hmm?
That's right.
Yeah, she's in the trial right now.
So we can get back to the opera house and help Navia.
Huh? What's going on? Oh, am I in the investigation area?
Aw, it's a bunch of really cute things.
Oh, like emotes.
A hair tie, a necklace, even a
Oh,
makeup box.
okay.
Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why are all these cute things labeled with different girls' names?
It's probably their belongings.
Huh? You mean the girls from the serial disappearances? They were brought here? And then they were turned into water. And all the boxes of things. These names. That means... Oh, this is terrible.
Missing person's possessions. Discovered objects within the containers labeled with names of those who owned them within the depths of the HQ. The names here must have something to do with the victims in serial disappearances case. This might be proof that this was their final stop. My hair is in a bit of a tangle right now. Okay, we're good. I think. Yeah, we're good. Alright, let's keep going.
Oh, look! There's an important-looking basin over here, and it's full of water.
Spartan Memorial Sea.
That means this is where they make all the synth, and that special water is the main ingredient. If you dilute it with normal water, you'll get synth, but the pure stuff can dissolve a human. Paimon will take notes on this incriminating evidence.
Yeah, you do that. The pool found within the HQ is filled with water from the primordial sea. The mastermind can use this to create synth and directly use it to dissolve people. Why don't you dissolve me in that pool?
Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes Detective Paimon's eyes.
For no reason at all, nothing sus here. to the Jacques case.
Yep, it's about finding someone to assassinate Jacques and Callus because of a lack of confidence that Jacques himself would go through with it. This should prove the existence of the third person, right?
Anything else here?
We still have not determined the exact content of the key information Callus has passed on to certain members of his organization. The old dog's a real menace to deal with. Even if he abides by the promise he's made to us, he will still have the upper hand. He can act whenever he wants to make our lives miserable. The only option left is to remove him from the picture entirely. I concur. Let's send someone to kill him. He won't declare war as long as we don't touch Navia. Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups.
Bro. Yeah, it's pretty well meditated. Premeditated, even.
They're all just so evil.
Clues concerning the Callus case that were found inside the bookshelf. The mastermind did not believe that Jacques would do the deed, and thus sent a third party to ensure Callus's death. The content that followed also defined the culprit's motive to some extent. Starting to get tired. I might call it soon, but I'll keep pushing.
There's so much synth here, and so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of the primordial sea.
So many.
Mixing in progress, ready to drink, stock sample? Huh. They've also got all the synth pretty clearly labeled. Whoa, there's even fruit-flavored synth?
Totally produces where they produce the synth. Yep.
It's super obvious.
Yeah, it's literally, we saw the fountain just a second ago. Popular potion circulating quite widely. It gives the drinker a very pleasant experience for a short time, but its side effects are equally strong. The producer uses these special characteristics to earn a massive profit from its trade. What's there to look at? I think there's... So it looks at the shelf over there, these bottles, the chest, and the pool. I've looked at the pool already. I've looked at the bookshelf. Looked at the boxes. Yeah, the miscellaneous objects. I've already looked over here, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I haven't looked at this yet.
What's this over here? Looks like some kind of place for research. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea and use his theory as a foundation to achieve a breakthrough. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens 22, 23, and 24 were dissolved.
Uh-oh. There's some pretty screwed up stuff going on. They're basically just doing human experimentation.
Sorry, Traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just that Paimon's never read something so scary before. How can someone write something that terrible in such a matter-of-fact tone? You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going.
Go with the researchers to save his lover, a woman named Visionaire. Probably butchered that. Who was dissolved.
So that's why he did all of these experiments. Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane!
Definition of insanity. There's another name here. Vacher. Dun dun dun.
Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case.
Oh, he is the researcher.
You mean Vacher is the one who did all of these... experiments?
Yes, he signed off on a bunch of experiment reports. The voice I heard from the fountain was probably Visionaire.
So that's it! Vacher was no victim, but personally took his lover and... No, that's not it either! If that's the case, why would he want people to resurface from the water?
Must be more to this than meets the eye. Sure looks like it.
In any case, Paimon will write it all down.
Shares experimental records. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea and use his theory as a foundation to achieve a breakthrough. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water of the primordial sea. Female specimens 22, 23, and 24 were dissolved. There are many more records like these.
We've looked at almost everything here, and it seems like our theories were spot on. But...
Who really is this Vacher?
yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals his
Who
true
is he?
identity.
I want to beat him up and take his lunch money.
No wonder even Nervalette wasn't able to find anything.
Put him in jail.
Whoever it is probably destroyed everything to do with that name a long time ago. That way, even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify the true culprit.
Not clever enough. Let's look more.
Sure thing. Paimon won't admit defeat to this guy either.
What else could I look at, though? Where else I need to look? Looked everywhere else. Oh, right here.
You take that side and Paimon will take this side. Check everything carefully. We'll find something for sure.
Alright. Let's examine those checks.
Nothing at all. And Paimon can't even find snacks either.
I found it.
Whoa, really? Let Paimon see. Vinier. Isn't that Vacher's lover's name?
Oh?
Then you found her diary. Let's see. Aw, it's just a normal diary chronicling their love story. She was so sweet, too. Oh, Paimon feels even worse for her now.
Oh, that's even worse, man. That's actually kind of screwed up. Blue something. I can't read that.
So many! A whole page's worth! But they're all crossed out. Was she unhappy with all of them?
Maybe.
The final name she decided on was... Marcel. Wait, but Marcel's pretty old. Has this case been going on for so long that he's Vacher and Vinier's grown son?
I figured it out. Let's go.
Hey! Paimon still hasn't figured it out yet.
A notebook belonging to a lady named Visionaire. She records many stories of her time with her lover, Vacher. On one of these pages, she prepared many names for their future child, and the name she settled on in the end was Marcel. It's a good name, actually, Marcel.
And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher?
Huh.
Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Navia! We're back!
As expected of my partner. I just knew you'd return in the nick
We've
of
done
time.
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this court?
It's all right, Monsieur Nervalette.
Very
In their
often. Don't
confidence, I
worry about it.
expect they found the crucial evidence.
Oh, risking thrown out in contempt of court. So you've never heard of Asher.
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vacher.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair and we already know everything.
Like, I would get the rare voiced line from the main character as well. That's pretty cool.
On the hopes of bringing her back to you. You even created Marcel as a new identity and destroyed all records of your past as Vacher.
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you know where you went wrong? You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew as individuals.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Or our determination to see things through.
Hey, Jesse.
Your determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will move on to the next stage.
Do you really think I wanted to do any of this?
Yes.
Pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right in front of your eyes? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison Gardiennage were laughing at me. They said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Vignier's death was brushed away by all of you as if it didn't matter at all. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, it's too late now. All those who were dissolved are gone forever. You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice, your beloved drama, while turning a blind eye to the suffering of the people. Vignier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, I will follow.
So is he gonna dissolve himself
I'm
now?
not from this blasted place, so I can't be dissolved, no matter what I do.
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Do you all see? I can't go! I can't follow! So if I can't go where she is, what choice do I have but to try to bring her back? I did all of that, and in the end, that accursed Callus still got the better of me. I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very end.
Lock this guy up.
The suspect is
Being a
exhibiting signs
meanie.
of mental distress. Guards, please restrain him.
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me! I still need to save Vignier. A promise. We made a promise. Vignier. Vignier! Please, Vignier. Don't think badly of me. All I want to do is fulfill our promise.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charges against Mr. Tartaglia no longer have any basis.
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and summarize the truth behind the serial disappearances case.
Alright, will do.
The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vacher and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Vignier. During an underwater expedition, Vignier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vacher as a result. Vacher learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Vignier back to life. To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson. During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria, and began to manufacture and market synth. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rosula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, Vacher decided to assassinate their president Callus at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vacher expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene. And just recently, Vacher attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vacher's machinations that he was eventually successfully charged in court. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of
That's wild, though, that he planned it for both the original murder at the banquet and now with Linny's case. I did not think about that up until now.
Deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vacher. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Vacher is guilty.
Got him.
Guards, take Vacher away.
I don't think it's gonna go with fight. I feel like it's gonna pour primordial water on the audience or something.
The serial disappearances case is over now.
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would be such a polite and well-spoken guy?
I don't like how the music is muted during this, by the way.
People, and now he's finally getting what he deserves. Huh? Are you okay?
God damn, she's gonna dissolve.
Demoiselle, you were absolutely brilliant.
The day our late boss had always hoped for as
Okay, I thought she like got poisoned or
You
something.
can rest easy now, knowing justice has been served.
Yeah. Yeah. It's finally over. It's all thanks to you guys. And my partner. See, Papa? Spina di Rosula's still doing well with me at the helm.
Yeah.
Now, hasn't this been a most delicious
Oh,
piece of
this
drama?
fucker.
The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted, and it's a big ol' happy ending. Since
That's
it's
what you
such
think.
a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some business to attend to. So, if you'll excuse me...
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
What now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made regarding the initial charge before the trial can conclude.
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side characters like me to exit stage left?
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right? Let's just get this over with.
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to the serial disappearances case. The guilty party has been identified, and thus it is logical to suppose Mr. Tartaglia is innocent of the charges. We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Tartaglia is...
innocent.
Guilty.
What? Bruh.
Hey! That's not funny! Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent? What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunctioning?
Huh? This has never happened before. The Oratrice actually returned a different verdict from the Chief Justice.
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the Oratrice might have just convicted him on general principle?
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty
Going on
of,
here, that's a
shouldn't have
faulty
been the verdict in this
charge.
case, right?
I don't approve.
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale is, by law, the final verdict of the court. We must accept the guilty verdict.
I feel like he's lying.
Please take the suspect into custody per court protocol.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
Yo. Let's go, holy shit. Like I said earlier, these cutscenes in Genshin and Hollywood versus stuff in general, so getting cool.
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
Hey, Monsieur Novelette, what's going on? Shouldn't they have been cleared already?
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established at the conception of Fontaine's court system, the Oratrice's judgment is the final verdict of the court.
It's basically like if the US used ChatGPT to determine the verdict. This is what would happen.
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing to do with it! I don't know what happened there either! Hey, stop staring at me!
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
She says she has no idea either? But that's impossible. Didn't she create the Oratrice herself?
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called justice?
Mm-hmm.
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in this court? Did you really believe that the judgment could be mistaken or be the result of some sort of random mishap? Don't tell me you thought even I had been blindsided by the Oratrice's result.
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had no idea what was going on.
However, given the state of things, I shall give you an explanation. Everything that just took place including my supposed shock and bafflement, was a part of an elaborate performance, with every action meant to stir up drama and excitement. And, of course, for every performance, there is a script. Everything has unfolded exactly as I expected from the very beginning. As the embodiment of the very concept of justice, the Oratrice shall never render an arbitrary judgment! If you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, it is only because you've been blinded by the superficial appearance of innocence. Everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, are beyond ordinary comprehension and completely unforgivable! All shall be revealed in time. You will come to understand my noble intentions, as well as the absolute correctness of the Oratrice's verdict. Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for this performance to end. As the lead actress, I shall be the first to take my leave. Toodaloo!
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
So you're saying we shouldn't put much stock into what she just said?
She probably just put on that performance to save face. As for the truth, it's unlikely that she actually has any idea. However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity. Just as I promised, if the judgment has been incorrect, we will do our utmost to clear his name.
All right. Even though we feel pretty badly for him, we'll take your word for it for now. After all, he's done plenty of bad stuff, so he should have known he'd go to prison someday, right?
Alright, okay, let's go. Yeah, it's like if ChatGPT was the judge in a court trial. Imagine that happening in the. Imagine that happening in real life. Healthy bot. Oh.
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him!
Traveler! Hey! Traveler!
Marcel! What are you doing over here?
Stop resisting arrest! Cease, or we'll add another charge to the list.
No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Yeah, sure. Go on.
Thank you. Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Vache? I erased all records of that name. So, unless...
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
Really? You did? You're sure? You met her? But how could that be? How did you manage to do it? The Fountain of Lucine? Then she's been so close to me all along. And I just never... Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the Traveler take me to the fountain to see her one last time. This is the last request I'll ever make in my life. You can do whatever you want to me afterwards. I don't care.
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile? Do you think serial killers get to make requests like that?
Paimon agrees. Why should we give him what he wants when he's only done a ton of super terrible things?
Oh, child?
Is it worth as much to you as your life?
Of course! Wait, no. It's worth even more than my life.
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live just to satisfy spiritual needs? Very well. I will grant your request.
Your Honor,
That voice is just so
I will
smooth.
go with him. You do not need to worry about any escape.
It's the kind of guy that'd like to, like,
In that case,
soft,
I shall leave him in
sweet
your
talk
most
me to
capable
bed or
hands,
something.
Chief Justice.
Thank you.
Like if he
Thank
said like
you,
a
Your Honor.
story to get me to bed or something. Want that kind of voice talking to me? No, I mean to do that. I meant to do that. So I'm going to restore my HP here. Also, I think I'm going to go ahead and end it there. I did mention earlier that I have to go get off stream a little earlier than I meant to today because of something I have to do in the morning. So that'll be it for Genshin tonight. But stay tuned for tomorrow because I'll be doing because I'll be playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and it's going to be a challenge run as well where it's blue shells only, so only blue shells. As for how that's possible, just wait. You'll see during the stream tomorrow. And I'm going to be trying to do all the DLC tracks in addition to all the main tracks all in a row, and it's going to be pure chaos. So that'll be pretty fun to do tomorrow. I also hope Genshin was fun too. It's nice doing these story quests, seeing all the cute little interactions, just like what I did yesterday with Persona 3. Also just getting these Primo Gems in advance. Yep, so that'll be the end of Genshin tonight. I'll probably play through... I'll probably give Genshin a break for a week, so that way I don't get too burnt out on it. So I won't play it next week. I'll probably do it the week after that. Tomorrow I'll be back with, as I said, Mario Kart 8. Depending on how long the Mario Kart 8 portion takes, I might do some other game in addition to it. But Mario Kart 8 is going to be the main focus for tomorrow. So that'll be happening tomorrow. And I'll see you all then. Thank you all for watching.